Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this special Chain Talk TV webinar about unstoppable domains. I'm Hashoshi and I'll be your host today, and I work full-time as a decentralized application developer, and when I'm not doing that, I create weekly educational content about blockchain and cryptocurrency on YouTube. The Unstoppable Domains team asked me if I could facilitate this webinar, and as a longtime fan and user of their services and their products, I'm super excited to be here and more than happy to take advantage of this opportunity. I'll be sharing with you today what Unstoppable Domains is all about, how to take full advantage of the many awesome features and products they provide, and of course, tell you why it's valuable not only to the cryptocurrency community and the world of technology, but also to you individually. We'll talk about what a decentralized domain is, how to get one, how to use it to send and receive crypto, create a decentralized website or blog, and even to chat with friends securely with end-to-end encryption. So without further ado, let's jump right into it, shall we?
What is a blockchain domain? A blockchain domain is like a .com or .org, except that the records are stored on a blockchain. Blockchain domains do two things that regular domains can't: simplify crypto payments and build uncensorable websites. Blockchain domains replace cryptocurrency addresses with a human-readable name. Add your crypto addresses, your Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and any other cryptocurrency addresses all to one domain. Now someone just needs to type your domain into a wallet and send. No need to remember long addresses. The same domain can be used for websites. Traditional domains, also called DNS, are part of a centralized system controlled by ICANN, an international organization that maintains the records of who owns what domain. Blockchain domains are not part of the traditional domain system. They are what's called alternate roots. Domains are stored by you in your wallet just like a cryptocurrency. No one can move them without the private key. Blockchain domains can also be used to build an uncensorable website. This works by pointing content from a decentralized storage network to your domain. Blockchain domains require browser plugins to resolve inside most standard browsers because they are new and not yet supported by the traditional system. Traditional website content is stored on centralized servers that are controlled by large companies. These companies can easily take down your site if they object to it or at the request of a government. Decentralized networks like IPFS store content that only you can put up and take down. Blockchain domains plus decentralized storage equals an internet that no company or government can censor. This technology has the power to spread free speech across the world. Find your blockchain domain today at www.unstoppabledomains.com.
Unstoppable Domains is an established startup that initially began their journey focused on providing a more user-friendly way to send and receive cryptocurrency within cryptocurrency wallets. Managing the long, jumbled alphanumeric crypto addresses and using copy and paste or scanning a QR code is not exactly a user-friendly process like most people expect using services like Venmo and Cash App. As such, the Unstoppable Domains team imagined a way to map human-readable names to multiple cryptocurrency addresses such that users could simply type in a name, much like an email address, to perform crypto operations super easily. Of course, simply creating a database with these mappings of names to addresses is not really secure nor true to the decentralized promise of cryptocurrency, so Unstoppable Domains took a different approach to this problem. They created a registry of decentralized domain names that can be stored and managed on the blockchain itself. This means that the mapping of a user's domain name to their crypto addresses cannot be modified, removed, or revoked without the user's express consent using their private key for which they own the domain. It also means that the domain registry itself isn't centrally controlled, which is a core tenet of this entire project. Unstoppable Domains themselves cannot remove or take away your domain or its content. This runs in contrast, though, to the traditional domain name registry that we use every day when we navigate to a website. The domain name system, or DNS, is operated by centralized entities who can take away your domain name, remove your content, so on and so forth, whenever they decide. In many ways, you are essentially renting domain names using the traditional system, but that's not the case with Unstoppable Domains. When you take ownership of a domain name from Unstoppable Domains, you become the sole owner and custodian of that domain for life. unless of course you opt to sell it to someone else using their auction functionality. There are no fees, no takedown request, and no reliance on centralized ownership. Using your cryptographic keys for Ethereum or Zilliqa, you can take control of your own decentralized .crypto or .zil domains respectively, and every operation using your domain will require a signature from the private key from then on. This ensures both security and integrity of your domain, and of course, it makes you feel safe and secure that your domain cannot be taken from you. That being said, let me show you how to get your very own domain and claim it using your Ethereum account or your Ethereum wallet so you can manage the domain's functionality. So let's dive into the computer now. I'll share my screen and I'll show you exactly how to do it. Getting yourself a domain from Unstoppable Domains is super simple. It's just about as easy as can be. Just head over to unstoppabledomains.com and create an account using an email address, which I've already done, so I'll go ahead and sign in. And of course, if you don't want to give away your identity, you can use a randomly generated email address that you create before this. Then you can search any domain name that you want using the search tool. So I have one in mind that I want to use for this project, so I'm going to go ahead and search for that. We're going to use the .crypto domains that live on the Ethereum blockchain today and for the rest of the webinar, so let's go ahead and add that to the cart. Now, Unstoppable Domains lets you pay with a wide variety of payment methods ranging from traditional credit card and PayPal options, as well as crypto payment options, including Crypto.com's awesome app-based payment service, which I highly recommend. Great service. Now, I love that crypto is a payment option, of course, because we're in the crypto space. That's probably why you're here on Chain Talk TV. Now, I'm going to skip over the payment process because that exposes personal information and you just don't need to see it. But let's talk about what happens when you purchase a domain from Unstoppable Domains and complete this process. When you purchase a domain, the name you purchased still lives in the database until you claim it using your crypto wallet, like we talked about before. In this case, for .crypto domains, using your Ethereum wallet. When you claim your domain using your Ethereum wallet, your domain name will move from the database in Unstoppable Domains servers up to the Ethereum blockchain, at which point only you can manage your domain using the wallet and subsequent private key that you use to claim it. In other words, it's an unstoppable domain that lives on the blockchain and cannot be revoked or removed without your express consent once you've claimed it on the blockchain using your Ethereum wallet. For this process, I always use MetaMask, which is a Web3 wallet provider for Ethereum that works natively in your Chrome browser or any other Chromium-like browser. And you can easily install the MetaMask Chrome extension into your browser if you have not already, and follow the instructions you get upon install to set up your own Ethereum wallet for this process. Make sure, of course, to note down your 12-word recovery phrase here and keep it safe. If you lose it, you could lose access to your domain too once you claim it, because without your wallet and your private key, of course, you can't control your domain. Now, to claim your new Unstoppable domain, head over to the side menu whilst logged into your account where you purchased your domain, select My Domains, and then On this page, there'll be a list of all your claimed and unclaimed domains. Now, to claim this domain we just purchased, all we have to do is select claim and then follow the on-screen prompts. You'll be asked to confirm your email with a one-time code for security purposes. You'll connect your MetaMask wallet using the prompts on screen, and you may be asked to set up dChat, which for right now you can skip, but we're going to talk a lot about that later. Now, once you confirm the transaction with MetaMask, it will register that wallet as the owner of the domain when it's deployed on the domain registry on the blockchain. The claim process can take a little while depending on gas prices and network congestion, so I'm going to skip ahead to when this domain is ready to go, but of course you can keep track of your claim transactions in real time by heading to the sidebar menu, selecting My Transactions, and then looking at your pending Ethereum transactions. Again, depending on congestion, this can take a while, so if you want to, you can control this yourself using Guest Manage. You can even view on the Blockchain Explorer your transactions. Oh, and by the way, if you're having trouble with MetaMask, there are a few tips here. First, make sure you have your ad blocker and pop-up blocker turned off for this particular page, and make sure you don't have any other conflicting crypto wallets installed on your browser that could take over. And finally, ensure that your MetaMask wallet is unlocked with its password when you're trying to use it. Also, note that you can claim a domain using your Ledger or Trezor hardware wallet if that's something that you want to do, and there's a tutorial about that on the Unstoppable Domains blog. Awesome. So we just claimed using MetaMask, and we're now deployed on the Ethereum blockchain, the Ethereum mainnet with our domain, and it's ready to be managed and utilized for a variety of awesome Web3 services. Remember, any updates that we want to make to this domain now must be signed by the wallet we use to claim it. Now, if we go back to the same My Domains page that we used to claim the domain, you can see that there is now the option to manage the domain. If we head to the Manage dashboard, you can see a ton of options at our disposal to customize and utilize this domain. The first thing that I wanted to show you is the ability to add a few cryptocurrency addresses to this domain, which will allow any wallet that's integrated with Unstoppable Domains name resolution to automatically reconcile this domain to the appropriate crypto addresses from the app. You can see a list of apps that are supported for this particular functionality here, but the process of adding addresses is quite simple. You just collect any crypto addresses you like to map this domain to, paste them into the appropriate field, and then select Save. Again, you're going to have to sign some transactions using MetaMask to make these updates because, of course, it is a decentralized domain. You've got to make updates on the blockchain. Real quick, I'll also show you an example of a domain resolving to crypto addresses within the wallet application using one of my own domains. So it's pretty awesome and obviously much more convenient than copy and pasting or scanning a QR. It's just very user-friendly like you would see on Venmo or Cash App. Now, there are a ton of other cool things you can do on this management dashboard for your domain, but what I want to show you now is arguably what got me most excited about Unstoppable Domains when I first heard about the project, and that is decentralized websites. Unstoppable Domains makes it just about as easy as possible to create and host your very own website that is served up via IPFS. IPFS is a decentralized file storage network, and it's routed using your very own Unstoppable Domains domain name, hosting that content on IPFS. Now, if you're unfamiliar with IPFS, it stands for Interplanetary File System, and it's a protocol for storing content in a distributed way. In other words, when you host your website content using IPFS, it's split up into little pieces or shares and shared amongst many nodes, where it's much harder to remove or take down or to be destroyed. Decentralized domains and IPFS really are a match made in heaven because they give you full control over your content, which is something that's becoming increasingly important these days with all the craziness that's going on in the world. Using the Unstoppable Domains browser or the browser extension within your favorite Chromium browser, you can also resolve your domain names to web content in real time. For example, here's a video of me going to my own website at hashoshi.crypto within my Chrome browser. Now, pretty cool, I think. I think it's a really cool functionality, a really cool project. And what I'm going to show you today is how to create your very own blog website using these exact technologies. Now, the great thing about Unstoppable Domains is that you have the choice as to whether you want to use their easy wizard tool to create a blog or website, or to create your own if you have programming skills. So, of course, it's your choice, but for the sake of this webinar, we'll be using their online wizard to illustrate this functionality. So let's head back over to our domain management page that we used earlier, and at the top of the page, you'll see that there's this tab at the top titled Website. Now, if you click that, you are presented with a handful of tools to create and manage web content that's linked to your domain. You can easily see here there's a place to upload your own web content to IPFS in this little upload field, a field to handle redirects, and of course a field that accepts an IPFS hash for uploaded content that you've created. However, we're going to be focused on this top section, which allows you to use Unstoppable Domains template engine to create your very own decentralized website with just a few clicks. If you select Choose a Template, you'll be presented with a series of options for different types of content to create. Now, for the purposes of this demo, let's pick the blog template path. And once you select the blog path, this brings us to one more tool that we need to talk about. It's going to ask you to authorize 3box, which is a backend data storage toolkit, if you will, that natively integrates with Ethereum applications. 3box allows users to store data, persist profile data, and facilitate messaging from a decentralized application using technologies like IPFS and Ethereum behind the scenes. In many ways, 3box is an abstraction of IPFS and other useful tools that make applications without a single centralized backend just that much more user-friendly and easy to use. So awesome stuff, really big fan of 3box, and I highly recommend that you dig into 3box a little more if you have some more time after this video. But now, creating a 3box account, you can use that same MetaMask wallet you set up earlier to claim your domain to do the 3box setup. All you have to do is click accept on the dialog box that comes up, and you'll be prompted to follow the steps to authorize 3box. Again, this is going to look a lot like the claim process that we just completed earlier. And once you've done that, you'll be taken to the wizard that helps you structure and customize your blogging website. So again, this looks like any other wizard you might have used on like a WordPress site, for example. Let's go ahead and add a header. So you have the option to do a logo or a text header, but I personally think text headers look pretty sweet. Actually, they look better than logos sometimes, so let's do that. And you can also set up a custom color theme for your site, so we can do that too. And you can also add your social links that will appear here on the blog. So I'm going to add a couple just to show you that functionality. And then make sure you uncheck any that you're not using so you don't have dead links. And once you're happy with the settings that you picked, make sure to click preview to see what the blog will look like in full screen when it goes live. And then of course, if you're happy with it, just select Publish to IPFS. Once you hit this button, your web content will be uploaded to IPFS, assigned a hash to retrieve it later, and then a transaction is going to be made to the blockchain to register the content hash on IPFS with your domain name, so that when you type in your domain into an Unstoppable browser, or really any browser with the Unstoppable extension installed, it will route your blog whenever you type in your domain. So you'll get that content showing up in your browser, pulled from IPFS. Again, transaction validation times vary depending on network congestion and gas fees, and since Unstoppable Domains covers your costs here, It's often going to be slow, but you can also choose to guest manage using your MetaMask wallet, which means that you pay gas prices for the Ethereum network, and that allows you to speed things up. It can cost a little bit of money, and so I did that here just to show you, but you don't have to. You'll just have to be patient. It'll take a while, but it'll be completely free. Now, while you wait for the transactions to clear, now's a great time to make sure your browser of choice has cookies fully enabled. And you can do that by typing Chrome://settings/content/cookies into your browser navbar, hitting enter, and make sure the setting is set up to be quote unquote allow sites to save and read cookie data. Now, in any Chromium-like browser like Brave, which is by far my favorite, by the way, you can just change the prefix from Chrome to Brave, so on and so forth, to get the same exact setting. It's the same path. Of course, we're using Chrome in this example since that's the browser most people use. So that's the example, that's how you do it. Now, once your transaction clears, your site is ready to go. So using either the Unstoppable Domains browser or the Unstoppable Domains extension within your browser, navigate to the .crypto domain that you just used, and here you should see your landing page where you can log in with the same MetaMask wallet you use to manage your domain and publish your blog. You know the drill, of course. If you get errors logging in here with MetaMask, it's likely because you did not enable cookies yet, so make sure you do that. And once you're all logged in, you can use 3box to modify your profile using this menu here, which will update on your blog as well once you've completed updates. But more importantly, you can select Add Post, this button here, to write up a blog post using Markdown and add it to your new decentralized blogging site. This is just like any other Markdown text platform you may have used before on WordPress or something else like it, with support for images from a CDN, if that's something that you're into, and CDN means Content Delivery Network, by the way. You can obviously bold text, you can format text, you can even add code into the text body. So you can see here, this works just like any other blogging site, like I said before. And if I post this, you can now see the finished blog post, quote unquote finished blog post. This is kind of ugly, but it's on the main page of the blog that we just created. And so you can see this is one of the first exciting steps into self-hosted, self-owned content creation on the decentralized web, where your blog is not susceptible to removal or censorship like it would be on a traditional tech stack or a traditional blogging site. Now, I urge you to consider building a blog or website of your own using Unstoppable Domains, and if you do, feel free to send me the link so I can check it out. I'm really curious to see what you guys are going to build. Actually, better yet, I'll teach you how to send me the link via Unstoppable Domains' latest piece of technology, dChat. So let's go ahead and dive into dChat now. Now, dChat is a decentralized, end-to-end encrypted chat protocol that uses your Ethereum wallet key pair as the encryption and authentication mechanism, your blockchain-based domain name as your user account, and the open source distributed database platform called Gun as the main peer-to-peer data sharing solution. And this protocol is built to be an extensible chat protocol that can be used by a wide variety of platforms to create a unified user experience basically wherever it's used, meaning you can use your wallet and domain name to access your one unified dChat inbox from basically anywhere. This whole project is part of Mozilla's Fix the Internet campaign, and I'm super excited to see valuable protocols like this being built. Now, you might remember when we claimed our domain earlier in the session that there was a checkbox to enable chat, which we skipped over earlier deliberately. So I did that purposefully so that I could show you here how to enable it manually after the fact. So let's go ahead and do that here. Now, to enable your domain for dChat, all you have to do is head over to your domain management page that is featured prominently in this session thus far. And once you're in the management dashboard, scroll down to the section that says Set Up Chat. Then you can select Create an Account. You'll then see both a username and a public key set on your Manage Domains screen, at which point you'll want to select Save Changes. And this will again prompt you using your MetaMask, you know the drill, and it'll request a handful of transactions to be signed. So once those transactions go through and they're validated on the Ethereum network, you are good to go. From there, you can navigate to unstoppabledomains.com/chat, where you can then authenticate using an assigned Ethereum transaction from the wallet that owns your domain. Now, all you have to do is enter in your domain name, so type it out, and then sign the transaction prompt from MetaMask, and that will authenticate your account automatically using the Ethereum network and that signed transaction. Successful authentication here will bring you to the main dChat dashboard where you can chat with others using their domain, you can set up group chats, or even join public channels. And the thing that I think everyone should appreciate here is that chats between you and others are secured by end-to-end encryption, which in a simplified format means that your public key is used to encrypt messages that are sent to you, which can subsequently only be read when decrypted with your paired private key. This is a fundamental property of the majority of all asymmetric encryption schemes, and end-to-end encryption is critical for secure chat and messaging. Using GunDB, these ciphertext messages are sent peer-to-peer using as data structure, so no centralized database owns your messages either. This, of course, also means that Unstoppable Domains doesn't own your account or your messages, and they really don't control this platform. They've just created a protocol for us to use. Now, I do want to offer up the opportunity to ask me questions about cryptocurrency, about blockchain, or more specifically about anything related to Unstoppable Domains via dChat after this session. I would love for you to engage with me. I'd love to talk to you and answer any questions that you may have. It's also a great opportunity for you to experience dChat for yourself. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of our allotted time together today. But of course, I couldn't cover every single element of Unstoppable Domains product offering, so I encourage you to do some more digging on their website and blog if you're interested in that. However, if I do say so myself, we got to work through a lot of awesome stuff together today, like claiming our own decentralized domain, building a blog website hosted on IPFS, and setting up encrypted chat using our own domain. Now, the key takeaway from today's session, if nothing else, is that even with one single domain from Unstoppable Domains, you'll have access to an ever-growing list of Web3 services and features that keep to the decentralized vision that the cryptocurrency space has begun to shepherd in. Unstoppable Domains puts you back in control of your domains, your data, your content, and now your messages. And of course, there are more features on the way, and I'm really excited to see what happens. It's been a pleasure for me personally, as someone who is not employed by Unstoppable Domains, but rather is just a fan of the project, to watch this project grow and to deliver such an awesome set of products for us to use as users of Unstoppable Domains. It's something that I really appreciate. So it's been an equal honor to have had the chance to speak to you over this last handful of minutes and throughout this session, and I wish you and your family a safe and happy week ahead. So thank you so much for spending the time with me today, and I bid you goodbye. Cheers.